Do you enjoy watching PowerDrift videos on your phone but you're not happy with your phone at the moment? Well, we are here to help you, buddy. All you have to do is subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Instagram, and one lucky winner stands a chance to win this brand spanking new Vivo Nex. This phone is awesome. It's got an edge-to-edge display and no notch. Also, it's got this kick-ass robotic selfie camera as well to up your Instagram game. So make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Instagram, and one lucky winner will win the brand new Vivo Nex. Hi there! Who doesn't love family vacations? Especially at a place like this. A great big pool for the kids. Plenty of entertainment and lounging options for the in-laws. And a great big room with scenic views for the missus. But if your family is anything like mine, you'd be the one doing all the heavy lifting. Oops. And then you'd be happy to have a car like the new CR-V. Alright, now I know the biggest change concerning the new CR-V is that new diesel engine, and I will get to that in just a bit. And before they come down, let me tell you why the new CR-V could make a great family car. Alright, starting with the way it looks.
It's bold but not too bold. The sleek LED headlamps, LED DRLS, sporty chrome grille, strong shoulder line ticks all the SUV boxes. But the sporty bumpers, 18-inch wheels, sporty exhaust tips let people know that this is an executive's car.
Having one in your driveway is a signal to the rest of the world that you're doing pretty well. And that, my friends, will make them pretty happy. And then there is the space. Now the 5th gen CR-V has grown a bit in proportion, so it's a bit longer and wider than before, and the wheelbase has increased by 40 millimeters, which means you now have 472 liters of boot space. Furthermore, Honda have also added this nifty height adjustable parcel shelf as well if you want to segregate your luggage. Now, in the past, the CR-V was best suited for nuclear families, but not anymore, because it now comes with 7 seats. Alright, now in the rear, your kids are going to be comfortable because they can recline their seats. They also have access to blower controls. Furthermore, they're also going to be safe because the CR-V comes with ISOFIX mounts, and the SRS curtain airbags extend all the way to the rear. And as a result, the CR-V has scored a full 5 stars on the ASEAN NCAP safety test. Now, in the middle, first thing, the doors open a full 90 degrees, which means that your in-laws can slide in and out with full comfort. Inside, they're going to be greeted by a lot of plush leather all around. Now, the floor is pretty much flat and the seats themselves can move back and forth. For their added comfort and convenience, they also have access to a rear AC vent and a charging port for their mobile phones to send those cheesy forwards on WhatsApp when they are on vacation. Of course, the headroom is a bit of a squeeze, and if they complain about claustrophobia, have no fear, because the CR-V also has a great big panoramic sunroof. Now, up in front, your significant other is going to be happy as well. It offers conveniences like a lit vanity mirror. It also has this flexible center storage console unit that can even hold a whole purse. Oh my God! And you have other conveniences like this conversation mirror that also doubles up as a sunglasses holder. And if your significant other is always complaining about your preference of AC temperature, like mine does, the car comes with dual zone climate control as well. The Honda CR-V seems to tick all the right boxes when it comes to the needs of your family, but does it tick all the right boxes when it comes to you?
Starting with the gizmos, Honda has loaded the CR-V with all the tech it can throw at it. It gets 7-inch infotainment touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It also gets all the premium bells and whistles with cruise control, automatic headlamps and wipers, engine push start stop button, keyless entry, and so on.
Now, if you're a Honda fan, these next few sentences are going to get your VTech to kick in. The Civic, the CR-V is based on the same platform, so you know it's going to be nimble and agile. Then there is ZF. This car comes with a 9-speed ZF unit, similar to what you get in more expensive cars like Land Rover and BMW. Here the 9th gear engages at 140 kilometers per hour. Then there is S2000. The tachometer on this new digital instrument cluster is very reminiscent of the sporty S2000. And then there is the mighty NSX. You engage gear using the shift-by-wire system similar to the NSX. The question is then, how does this all come together? Well, let's find out. Okay, not bad, I gotta say. On paper, this is a 1.6 litre diesel engine that produces 120 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque. And I know what you're thinking. It doesn't sound like it's very powerful because there are other cars in this segment that offer more power and, well, bigger engines. But here it's this 9-speed gearbox that's really helping the engine chug along. I wouldn't call it fast or punchy, but it is quicker than at least I thought it would be, so it gets the job done. Now, if you're looking for more power, there's a 2-litre petrol motor available on tap as well, but that's mated to a CVT transmission. We drove it just a little bit earlier, and I gotta say, I actually prefer the diesel over the petrol. That's something I never thought I would be saying. It's this 9-speed ZF unit, I think, that really takes it for me. It offers you a bit more control. You have the paddle shifters here, so you're a little bit more in control as compared to the CVT, where you're just at the mercy of the transmission. Although the petrol variant is definitely more refined than this diesel unit. But that being said, it isn't all that bad. It does the job pretty well. Now on the highways, it does a pretty good job. There's a wide band for you to play with, but realistically, you're not going to be using all the 9 speeds because the 9th gear engages as high as 140 kilometers per hour. But the first 5 gears are pretty close together. The ratios are pretty close. It does aid with initial acceleration to really get the car moving along. Now, engine and gearbox aside, the CR-V is more driver-centric than you might think. For example, it has this feature where if you want to change lanes, you just hit the indicator stock and it will activate a camera in the rear view mirror that tells you what's happening back there as well. And if you don't want to use the indicator, which you should, but if you also want to see what's behind you, you simply press this little button on the stock and then it activates the camera as well. Very nifty. So you can keep your eyes on the road and you don't have to turn your head all the way there to look at the rear view mirror. Now, the monocoque chassis means that it's very agile and pretty nimble, and despite the overall size increase, the CR-V sits a little lower in terms of height than before while offering more ground clearance than before. At over 200 millimeters of ground clearance, you're not going to have to worry about scraping the underside of the car while driving over rough roads. And speaking of rough roads, there is also an all-wheel drive variant. But again, being like most off-roaders today, the all-wheel drive only kicks in when extra traction is needed. It's not a hardcore off-roader by any means. Alright, what more can I tell you about the driving experience? I really like the steering. This feedback is really great. It's got a dual pinion variable ratio electrically assisted rack, which means that at lower speeds it's nice and quick, and at higher speeds it weighs up nicely. The feedback is pretty good. And then there is the brakes, which I gotta say for a car this size is excellent. It really does a phenomenal job of stopping this car. And then of course there is the obvious question in terms of refinement. Now the diesel engine itself, it of course isn't as refined as the petrol motor, but I gotta say it does feel pretty refined overall. At speed there isn't a lot of engine noise that's coming to the cabin. You can still hear it, but not as much. Where the refinement has really been focused on is the suspension and ride quality. The setup is spot on for Indian roads. It rides really well on the road. Again, very sedan-like overall. In fact, the suspension even has liquid-filled bushings to ensure that a lot of the harshness is further kept out of the cabin. So overall, when it comes to NVH levels, it's a big plus. Now, keeping the family aside, if I have to tell you about the CR-V from an industry perspective, this is what I have to say. The CR-V builds on its strengths as a very capable SUV, but adds more to the practicality aspect with that third row seats, and now caters to massive market demand with the new Earth Dreams diesel engine. But beyond that, the CR-V has its work cut out for it, folks. You see, today in the market, it's going to go up against the likes of the Tucson, the Tiguan, the Kodiaq, the Endeavour, and even the mighty Fortuner. And the CR-V in this quick drive does still have some issues. Firstly, that 1.6 litre diesel engine, yes, with the 9-speed gearbox is pretty potent, but it just can't keep up to what the competition offers with more massive 2-litre units. Furthermore, the car doesn't come with an automated tailgate, and the infotainment touchscreen is actually quite laggy to use. But despite all this, what do I think of the car? Would I recommend it for you and your family? Well, with its refinement, its features, its space, its comfort, its driving dynamics, yes. But at this point, we still don't know what the car costs. So how about we make it interesting, folks? Why don't you tell us what you think the CR-V is going to cost in the comment section below? And in October, when the prices are announced, top 3 closest answers will win some brand spanking new PD Army merchandise. How does that sound? Alright folks, and with that, thank you so much for watching this video. Do let us know what you thought about the CR-V in the comment section below. My name is Glenn and that's my family. Looks like I'm in trouble. I gotta go. Thank you for watching. Ciao. Hi babe. Yeah, I know, I'm just 2 minutes away. I'm coming. I'm 2 minutes away. Ciao. Bye.